Well, obviously we've gone through the process and it was good, tough. You know, we had some real good applicants, and we keep coming back to the same fella. You know, he really impressed us in the interviews, and like I say, it was a tough process for us because it's something we've not gone through before. Really delighted to welcome Gary to the club, to work alongside him. Pete Green's come back to the club, which is huge for us, and Andrew Vincent, Pete Bell, Will, they're all staying on, and Martin. So, you know, I'd like to welcome Gary to the club, and I just think we've really got the right man. He's the right fit for us. So welcome, mate, and the floor is yours.
Thanks, Carl. Delighted to be here. Obviously disappointed to be out of the game as long as I was following disappointment at York, but this is a fantastic opportunity, and jumped at the chance as soon as Carl offered the job. There was no question that I wanted to take it. Always had a big affinities for Doncaster. You know, it's steeped in history. Got a lot of good people around it working in here, and hopefully we can take the club forward. I'm not in the business of criticising anything that's happened previously. You know, Paul Cook's a good man, good human being, and a very good rugby league coach. So we're not in the business here of criticising anything that's happened in the past. This is all about a new future for Doncaster Rugby League Club. We draw a line under it. It's a clean slate for everybody, and as I say, together with Pete and the other guys, I'm hoping that we can turn things around. And it isn't a lost cause. There's still 15 games left of this season. We have to remember that. 15 games, and there's a lot of winnable games within that 15 games. We'll be targeting those, and hopefully we can get people playing. I've seen a couple of the games, and there is one thing for sure in this group of players: they've got an awful lot of spirit and an awful lot of character. I think it's our job to try and build on that spirit and build on that character, and try and bring a little bit of quality in. Sometimes their enthusiasm gets the better of them, and they make some poor decisions on the back of that. And I think certainly against Dewsbury, the penalty count was massively against them, and that was down a lot to enthusiasm. So I'm really excited about working with a good group of players. I know some of them I've coached, some of them I've coached against, a few of them, there's some I don't know. Looking forward to getting involved and working with them and getting to know them, and hopefully we can take the club forward.
Cheers, Gary. And Pete, I know it means heaps to come back.
Yeah, to come back to your hometown club. You know, I also played here for a lot of years, and to be given the opportunity to come back, you know, and get involved coaching, you know, it's a great privilege for me. And looking forward to it. You know, I'm still working alongside Gary as well as a coach, respected very well in the game in this league, and you know, he speaks to players and players speak very highly of him. So to get a chance to work under him and learn from him as well, you know, it's a big opportunity for me. I think we're all aware of the challenge ahead. You know, it's going to be tough. You know, but we've been in a situation like this before, and we've got to keep working hard. And we're confident. We can see improvement. You know, both individually and collectively. And you know, I think we've got to remain positive. And like I said, Gary said, it's a clean start. You know, we start again and draw a line, and everything's gone, and look to work hard from here.
Any questions?
Couldn't wish for a tough start, could you, apart from leeway possibly Saturday? What have you seen that from going, Gary? Were there Saturday, Sunday?
I've seen the game. Yeah, I've seen the game. I mean, look, there's no easy games in this division, that's for sure. And it's getting tougher and tougher. And the restructure of the leagues and where the Rugby League have restructured it now with promotion and relegation, there are no easy games. So you know, it doesn't really matter who we play at. I'll turn it around when it's said that I think it gives us a fantastic opportunity because we're pitting ourselves against the so-called best in the league, and those are the games that you want to play in. Those are the games that we challenge ourselves in. So I think it's a fantastic game for us, you know, for Pete and myself to come in and just throw it open to the players. You know, they've got nothing to lose really. Just go out there and play, and hopefully they'll impress us, and we'll see things in them that we can work with and develop. He was a tough, uncompromising type of player, wasn't he, when he played, Pete? There's no doubt about that, and he's going to bring that certainly to the coaching staff. We're going to be a similar mindset, and we're hoping we can instill that into the players. But no, I think Bradford away is a perfect game for the lads, and I hope they go out and play with a smile on their face and show people what they can do.
Did you see different Sunday at Dewsbury where they're unlucky not to win? I thought you'd seen enough there to be confident that they can.
Without a doubt, and again, when I spoke to Carl at length. Obviously, as Carl said, it's been a process this, and I've looked at the squad and I've analysed it. But yeah, I saw an improvement. I watched the game at Blackpool against Hunslet, and as I said, I thought spirit-wise and enthusiasm-wise, it's second to none. It's fantastic, and that's something that you can't always coach. It's there within a squad and within a team. It's something to build on without a doubt. And this team, this squad's got that in abundance. And certainly from what I saw at Dewsbury, very enthusiastic group of players, and very unlucky to lose that game. I thought Glenn Morrison was a little bit disrespectful that he didn't really pay much credit to Doncaster. It was more about how poor his players were, but I think that's because Doncaster set about them and almost bullied them, if you like, certainly in the forwards. They matched them man for man, and with a bit more luck and a bit more of the referee's calls going Doncaster's way, I think that game would have been won by Doncaster. So very encouraging, you know, and as I say, those are signs that you look for when you're coaching, because things you can't coach, you can't instill that kind of spirit into teams. That comes from within, and I think if you've got a group of players that have got that type of spirit, that type of enthusiasm, then you've got something to work on.
Have you seen the videos of the game before that when they were struggling?
I've seen 4 games. I saw the league game. I've seen the Batley game, and I've seen the Bradford game. At home. So yeah, I've you know, trying to watch as many games as I can over a short period of time. But
defensively, they do a tendency to let 3 or 4 tries in quick succession and possibly heads go down. Is that something you?
Well, that's
It wasn't there last 2 games, but has been at times too.
Winning's a fantastic habit, and unfortunately, when you're losing every week, that can be an habit as well, and it's a habit that you need to get out of. So yeah, you know, Peter and the guys and Andrew, we've got to get that out of them. Yeah. And there are some things to fix up. You know, there are some issues that we need to fix up, and defensively certainly. Again, you know, probably a few poor decisions, but you know, that's something that we have to do out on the field and try and get right, you know, in a short period of time. But we'll you know, that's why we're here. We're going to try and fix that up for them and make sure they defend how they should defend. But you know, as far as I can see, as I said, the spirit's there, and they just need a little bit of organisation, I think.
Half-backs that Cal knows, it's been that all season. Have been the plan to try and, or is anybody going to fit for the weekend, or still looking, maybe the best people in?
Well, it's a bit early for me to say, I don't know, we'll find out from the guys a bit later on when we find out who's fit and who isn't fit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are a scarce resource, aren't they? And you've only got to read the rugby league papers to see that every club's looking for new players. Everybody's on the lookout for to strengthen the squad, and obviously we're in no different situation, and half-back is a key role. You know, you're looking at building a team. Your 1, 6, 7 and 9 are the key areas that you look to build first, that spine of your team. So, you know, it's crucial that you get, you know, that's probably, looking at the game on Sunday against Dewsbury, that's probably where you were let down, in that you had to play 2 9s in the pivots, and that's no fault of theirs whatsoever, because I thought they gave a good account of themselves. But when you've got natural players, you know, I'm a big believer in round pegs in round holes, and you know, you need pivots playing in the pivotal areas.
It seems good to be a good thing that you've got a back and a forward. Sometimes it's, I think, coaching, is that something you looked at Carl going to the back and the forward? You know, I've got Pete's experience of the forwards, and sort of Gary, that would course being a win.
No, not really. We looked at the quality of the applicants, and these were the 2. You know, we know Pete's qualities. We know he's a tough man, and he doesn't suffer fools lightly. So we needed that here. He's very, very disciplined. He always has been, and the club means a lot to him. And Gary just stood out amongst the other applicants for us. So we didn't really look at them being a back or a forward. We looked at them; they were the 2 right men for the job.
Were they both in the fantasy, or were you looking for 1 and 2 all the time, or were they both in the frame in the final 3? How did it work out with you?
Oh no. Pete came and had a chat with me. I think it was last week, Pete, and wanting to get into the coaching. Now, as soon as I heard that, you know, I thought, gee, this is great for us. And I ran it past Gary, and Gary knew a lot about him, and Andrew and Pete Bell, they knew a lot about him. So we just thought he's the right fit for the club. And listen, he wants to get on the coaching ladder, and why not start at his own club? This is Pete's club, and when he, like I said, when he said he wanted to come back, you know, I spoke to John as well about it, and we feel very grateful to have him back, because we know he'll do a great job.
And of course, one of the remits, looking forwards, is going to academy and a reserves squad, and of course Pete's got contacts into October. Was that again?
Oh, he's got a heap of knowledge of the local boys. And a big one, he's got the massive respect of all the supporters, and you know, to be fair, I think it'll be a shot in the arm for us all, just by, you know, once the fans know Pete's back along with Gary. Listen, this fella's proven, you know, he's proven at this level, and if the worst did happen, he's proven at the level below. He's won that league, so you know, we're all still very, very confident that we can do a job and stay in. You know, have we left it too late? Who knows? But like Gary's just said, there's 15 games to go. We were very unfortunate not to win on the weekend, I thought. The boys give absolutely everything, and if these fellas can install that in them to perform like that every week, well, we give ourselves a great chance of staying up, and I'll tell you that now. You know, I'm pretty confident if they can perform the way they did, and we can find some halfbacks, I think we'll be fine.
Well, looking at the pictures, Gary, how many games do you need to win to stop up? Say, got 15 left, do you feel in about 10 or?
Well, it's going to be. I mean, a lot depends now on the problem. We're in a situation now where we're dependent a lot on what the clubs do, you know, because we've got to catch. We've 6 points to catch up to catch Whitehaven, and we've got 8 points to catch up with Workington. So we're in a situation now where a lot of what they do impacts on what we do as well. Yeah. So it's difficult, and I ain't going to come in and say, you know, we're going to win this game, that game. We've just got to go into every game as best prepared we can be and go into win it. You know, I don't go into any game thinking I'm going to lose, and I don't expect my players to either. And I'm sure these guys have got the same mindset. So we will prepare the players to win every game we go into. You know, and I don't think you can say that we're going to win that one, and that one. As I say, we'll do our best to prepare them as best we can for every single game we play.
And what's the ethos in coaching? We're looking for a side playing good open rugby, winning rugby is the main thing. But
absolutely, yeah. You know, I mean, I'm a big believer that defence will never win your game, but it'll set you a platform to win your game. And I like to see teams that can play football when you get in the opposition's half, but you've got to earn the right to play. You can't just start playing football and throwing the ball around from anywhere. You have to earn that right, and it comes from having a real good, strong, dominant pack, and half-backs that are crafty and that can play. But yeah, I also like to. I will be saying to my players when you see the opportunity, we'll have a structure, we'll have a game plan, but you've also got to let the boys play. You know, I think sometimes our game's overcoached and overstructured, and I think individuality is something that's missing from our game. And I'll be encouraging players if they see something and they go for it. I won't be dissing anybody if they see a gap and go for it and it don't quite come off. I like to see individual players, and I'll encourage that. Because I think that's, you know, but first and foremost we have to set a game plan out that's going to win games, don't we?
Is it the question just tinkering the edges rather than making wholesale changes to the style of play? Bear in mind, you don't want time to work with the players in between.
Well, we can't boil the ocean, so we ain't going to make massive changes straight away. I'll be looking at making a couple of changes per week and consolidating those changes and then building on that and growing on that. Obviously, you know, Paul Cook's a fantastic coach and he'll put some good structures in place. I think what we've got to do is Pete and I have got to work with Andrew and Pete and work out what those structures were, which worked well, which didn't. Yeah. Obviously, we've got our own ideas on how we want to play the game, and we'll build on that. But you know, I'm not going to throw everything away that's happened in the last 15 games. There has been some very good stuff done. We have to pick the good stuff out, stamp our own authority and our own personalities on how we want the team to play, and go forward that way. But it's not going to be an overnight change. You know, it's going to be. We've got
the same policy worked well last year, finished fourth last year. So
absolutely,
not really.
You know. So
not going on with it.
But like I said before, I'm not in the business of assessing or criticising what's happened in the past. Why it hasn't been. That's not me. It's a line under it. This is how we are going to be going forward. And well, like I said, Pete and I, we'll work with the guys and create our own culture in the club, and hopefully that's the right thing to do and take us forward.
Any players staying away at the moment? Carl, they'll be coming back. Anybody who's not been who's left? People like. They come back at the moment. So
well, Brett's still involved with the club, but he's just got some personal stuff that he's got to sort out. He's still contracted to the club.
Yeah.
He's still in the squad. I'm sure Gary will speak to him in time. But everyone else is in contention. You know, everyone who we want is here. And he said it's a clean slate, and he can only pick 17 players, but they'll look at everyone over the next few games. I think what it does do, it gives the players that ain't been playing for a long period a shot in the arm to see if they can impress the new coaching staff in training first and foremost. So hopefully the training intensity will pick up because they're trying to impress them to get a start. So the levels should go up. It should happen. The players should react. There's been a few that's down who ain't played for some time. It's week one. And I'm sure these blokes, if they impress them in training, they won't hesitate and pick them.
What's your thoughts on the Joe Brett situation? Are you in favour too? Well, mention name, maybe John's business. Are you in favour of?
I'm not. Listen, it is what it is. You have to make it work. You know, for whatever reason it's come about. I don't agree with the reason that it's come about. and I think it probably needs looking at in terms of the criteria by which some players go out on dual reg. Remember, it was originally designed for young kids that were too old to play 19, who were quite making first team level. Yeah, there are clubs that have, I don't know, call it abuse, I don't know, they've abused the system where they've played regular first team players just to get them fit, but you know, whatever your view on it is, and everybody's got a view on it, you've got to make it work for your club. I know Lee Radford, and he's a top bloke, a real good coach, knows a good player, and my view of it is if we're bringing players in, if we need to strengthen the team because somebody's not performing, or we need to strengthen any particular areas, and by bringing those players in we'll do that for the benefit of the team, then that's what we'll do. And we'll sell it to the guys, and the guys have to buy into that, you know, and that's part of it, you know, and that's part of what dual reg is all about. But you know, we're not going to make changes just for change's sake, just to satisfy the partner club. It will be done for the benefit of Doncaster Rugby League Club.
Because Pete's been Sheffield, of course, and they don't do dual reg. Is there pros and cons from your point of view, Pete? I mean, being with Sheffield where that doesn't happen.
Yeah, to be honest, I never played in the club of dual reg. It was something that brought in while I was at Sheffield, and like I say, we never used it. They had two players on loans and bits of things, and like I say, it's got to take every case individually and manage it the best you can. You know, it does put the coach in position at times. You know, like Gary said, it's all about managing and making sure that the players you've got understand. And you know, 'cause I think what a lot of people look at with dual reg, it's difficult for the players coming in as well. You know, that player sometimes got to come into one session and be thrown in and be judged. And I think sometimes you've got to sympathise more with that player. You know, that player feels as bad, you know, as the kid's being left out, who's taking someone's position, and you know, it can be very difficult for everybody. You know, so you know, it's all been said, it's about managing it and taking every case individually and just working with it best you can. Because there is positives to it. You know, if it's done right and then done the way it's intended. So it's just about making sure it is.
You're still working at Tobar? You can continue working at Tobar?
Yeah, no, I'm heavily involved down there, coaching the juniors and you know, help out the open age and also play with them, and you know.
So I'll continue with?
Yeah, I'll continue. Yeah, it's something I'm passionate about doing. Obviously, his son's down there, which is why I'm heavily involved with his team.
Lizzie's not playing here. Maybe. We hope. See how fit he is.
The idea long term is get the academy side, isn't it? With your contacts.
I suppose that will be the view long term. Yeah,
Is that a second reserve team academy? Is that this?
Oh, well, we're starting our academy this year, so Gary's all aware of that, and Pete's aware of that, Andrew's aware of that, Pete Bell's aware of that, John is, but it's
So the best place in Tobar for years to be when Sheffield went elsewhere, not Doncaster. The idea to get to Doncaster.
Oh, that's the dream, but you know, I think the biggest signing the club will ever do is have this academy, this rugby academy. It's been calling out for it in Donny for years, and you know, the kids from Donny are tough, and if we can get them into the system early enough, then you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years we'll hopefully see some of these coming through. And Steve, that's the plan. That is the plan, and that's the future of the club. You know, we've got to be right here to make the club go to where we need to go. That is the future of the club, and I want to make that a success, and I'll do everything to make that a success. And I know certainly Pete Green would like that to be a success, because we're all for Donny.
Well, that would better picks. Obviously, people going Sheffield Mountain, Doncaster, that'd be better for kids locally to go to Doncaster future.
Yeah, I think as a Doncaster player, you want to play for your hometown club. You know, it's all a big privilege for me, and you know, I know it's for a lot of people, you know, in the club. It's just about giving them that opportunity, you know, to play at level which will help them progress. You know, at the moment, it's a big jump from where they're playing at. You know, to be thrown into this. You know, so I think short term, something's going to be put in place. What I don't particularly know. You know, to be honest, it's like the lads you look at. You know, Tom Holt, Alex Palmer, Mitch Vincent. You know, they're maybe not quite there yet. You know, and you know, to pull them into a club and they're not playing regular rugby. You know, it's hard to get them to develop. You know, so you know, whether or not we can monitor players closely, playing amateur clubs and invite them to train with us once a week, and you know, keep an eye on assess them and help them improve that way until they're ready to come here. You know, you don't want to pull them here too early, and they're going to miss a year playing amateur rugby and developing. You know, because people just want to play. You know, at any level. You know, so short term. You know,
you look for close links between Tobar, particularly Tobar. And
there's Tobar, there's Bentley, there's more ends. You know, they've all got quality players. You know, we can't just look at one club. You know, but the longer these players are in the amateur game, with no disrespect to the amateur game, you know, they can, you know, go backwards. You know, so can we invite, you know, the best of a couple of lads to train in an environment which will improve them, you know, and develop them. You know, we can monitor them and until they're ready. You know, so there's quality players, you know, all over. You know, not just told that. You know.
That's the other hook for bringing Pete to the club as well, to try and get these local boys back with us.
So you have been working at Sheffield, haven't you, Academy? You finished that now, presumably?
Yeah, I finished playing at Sheffield, and obviously Mark were keen for me to get involved with various things, and I just needed a break away from the game. You know, it was a difficult time for me to finish playing. You know, I just needed to clear my head, so I've had a good break away. You know, this opportunity's come up. You know, when I know Carl was interested, and I spoke to Carl, and you know, it just feels right. You know, it's what I want to get involved with, and you know, I'm lucky to get this opportunity.
Have you been involved in a relegation battle previously as a coach?
I have, yeah. I have. 2005, when they reorged and we had to beat Dewsbury in the final at Widnes, and we beat them to stay up. But I've been there.
And how important is it to turn the losing mentality around? 15 games.
Well, as I said before, that's the tough one. That's the one that's the keeping positive, because you know winning's a great habit to be in, losing's not such a great habit to be in, and it does become a downward spiral, and you've got to snap out of it. We're hoping that this is going to be it. This is the trigger. This is the way out of it. You know, and everybody's going to hopefully have a fresh approach to things. Like Carl's already said, it's day one, lying under it. Whatever's happened in the past, for us, it's day one of a new season of 15 games, and that's how we're approaching it. And I'm hoping that's going to give the players some invigoration and some desire to go out there. And I've said before, you know, desire is massive in teams, and I've coached teams that have been, where the team spirit haven't been great, and it's tough, but when you've got a team that want to work for each other and work hard for each other, like this group seem to do, then it's a great starting point.
And Pete, you've played under quite a few coaches in your career. How's that going to help now you're assistant at Doncaster?
Yeah, I think you take a lot from coaches you played under. You know, a lot of them got different qualities. You know, they're better at other things than others. You know, so you do learn from along the way. You know, Mark Aston, you know, the terrific coach. You know, I've learned a lot from him over the past 5-6 years, and other coaches have been under Doncaster, some good coaches. You know, you coach your own style. You coach how you're comfortable, and you know, so like I say, you learn a little bit, but you've got to have your own style and do things the way you want to do things. But obviously, you know, my first job here is to assist Gary in anything I can. You know, he'll have the final say. You know, he'll do what he wants to do, and I'll be there to assist him in any way I can. And, you know, learn a lot from him. Like I say, he's coached a lot at this level, which I haven't. I've got to be honest about that. And you know, so for the time being, I'll be looking forward to learning and giving any input I can.